Questions for Carlos? Steve?
Carlos, when you have a schedule change like this where game gets switched to 1 o'clock, does that in any way alter the plan or even the way you think about, let's say, bullpen usage? Do guys maybe have a little less recovery time and that changes any dynamic for you?
Yeah, it could happen at times. In this particular case, not necessarily, because we were staying away from a lot of guys last night, and most likely guys that we used it last night. I'm still waiting, but I think it's just more. We knew obviously before the game, so giving the trainers and those guys a heads up about recovery after the game and things like that. Maybe as far as like playing time, maybe for the catcher, whereas like maybe Albi was going to go back to back now after a night game after a day game. I mean, day game after a night game. It changes that, but as far as the mindset preparation, we're used to it, but yeah, that's all to it.
Howie?
Carlos, is the data that you guys use to assess a pitcher's recovery time consistent regardless of their role, so that when you take a guy like Brazoban, who now is in a more responsible position than he was earlier in the year, and you'd like to be able to use him a little more often in late inning situations, does his recovery time change at all from what it was before, where you'll maybe take a little extra leeway in keeping him available as opposed to maybe you would have given him a day earlier?
Yeah, I think every case obviously is different, and knowing the personnel, knowing the athlete. But I think it's just, as far as like our processes and all that, it's pretty much the same, with the strength and, some of the things that we're keeping track, pitch count, ups, how much they throw before the game. We're recording pretty much everything, right? And it gives us a better idea where guys are physically. Obviously, checking with them, the verbal, the body language, and things like that. We put that into the consideration. In the case of Brazovan, I think pitching high leverage, multiple innings in some cases, up to 30 pitches. So, I think we put that on a pocket and say, okay, he's thrown 70 pitches in the past 6-7 days. We need to stay away from him and give him an extra day. So again, Brazovan, Kranick, guys like that, is different for every one of them, but as far as like our processes and all that is pretty consistent.
And I know last year, especially coming off the injury, you kind of held Diaz back a little bit early so you could push him later on. Is it the same with whether it's Brazoban or any of the other guys who pitch maybe in a little less leveraged situations, that you hold back a little now? And when do you start to push?
Yeah, so honestly, I think we've been pushing them, when you look at, I'm going to go back to that Friday's game where, the rain, we lost the starter, and then when they're playing 13, and then you're playing 3 games where it's high leverage, they're tight, they're close. Like, you're going to feel it. And we've seen the usage from Edwin Diaz, 4 out of 6, 3 out of 4. Last year, I don't think we did that till like July. I don't think we went multiple innings, like a 4-out save with him till like July. So we've been pretty aggressive already with not only Diaz, but with a lot of them. Always keeping the big picture in mind, but winning today too, So that's the balance. I feel like we're in a good place. I feel like our process and all that continues to get better, and that's what you want, right? You want to continue to look for ways to improve in a lot of different areas, and I feel like we're in a better place, definitely, in regards to recovery, usage, and things like that.
Peter, all right.
Carlos, so what's the plan tomorrow for Sean Manaea's live bullpen session?
It'll be here in Citi Field. I'm not sure what time will that be. I got to check with the trainers, but first time facing hitter, maybe 20, 25 pitches.
Do you know which hitters will be involved?
I know Siri, and then my probably a couple of guys from Brooklyn will come up.
Laura?
What about Shane Smith, and maybe in particular that changeup, do you think has made him so effective this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good arm, a kid that is getting an opportunity for them. His fastball is up to 96, but the changeup looks real, But also he's got a lot of different pitches, or he's got the slider, he's got the sinker, so there's a lot of different ways for lefties or righties. He's got weapons. We got to be ready to go today.
Mark in the back.
Is Blackburn going today?
Yes, yeah, it rained out yesterday. He's scheduled to pitch today.
Do you expect this to be his last rehab start?
Yeah, that's we have the decision to make there, but yeah, that's what he looks like right here.
Have you made a decision yet on just how he will return here, whether he will be a starter or the bullpen?
Well, we got an off day tomorrow, and then we go through, I think it's 12. So we're probably looking at inserting a 6-man there at some point there, and I think his name is going to be in the conversation.
Mike.
Yep.
Bob.
Carlos, overall, on the bigger picture, what do you see from Soto mechanically? And the reason I ask is it just seems to be putting the ball in the air less this year than a year ago. Do you see anything? Is he getting pitched differently, or is it just one of those things?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things, when you look at, the eye test, I don't need to go and look at the analytics and the underlines, because the guy continues to hit the ball hard. Maybe a little in the ground, more ground balls. But, yesterday was a perfect example of his season so far. 0 for 4 with like three balls over 100 miles per hour. So in one of them, I think he goes down as a ground ball at first base. So when he hits a ball at the right field, like something that's hard to explain, but it's baseball. He called it the other day, So too good of a hitter, too good of a player. He'll be Juan Soto here.
Will.
Carlos, just on Montas, he goes tomorrow for Brooklyn.
Yes, tomorrow in Brooklyn.
Is there,
Yes.
a targeted volume for him as far as pitches go?
I'm not sure. I got to get back, but he was 25, so I'm pretty sure no more than 35 this time.
All right. Thank you very much, Carlos.